Hi CHEM245 students, today we are going to perform a simple distillation apparatus and a fractional distillation apparatus. First, we are going to start with the simple distillation apparatus and do a distillation of a mixture of 25 milliliters acetone and 25 milliliters water. I will start by adding 25 milliliters acetone to my round bottom flask. I can use a funnel if I want. And this is 25 milliliter water. Now the mixture is ready. I have to add a few boiling chips to homogenize temperature inside the mixture and to avoid bumping. I will start the distillation by heating the mixture. To start heating, I have to put certainly some rings under my heater to be able at any moment later on to stop the heating if any accident or something happened, to be able to stop the heating. I have to fix my round bottom flask with a clamp because this is the most precious part of my experiment, which is the mixture. I have to fix it well. On the round bottom flask, I fix the support and on the iron support. Then I put the three-way adapter like this. Then I have to connect the condenser. To connect the condenser, I put the water hose at the back. I connect the condenser like this, and I have to fix it with an iron clamp. While fixing the condenser, I have to follow some order with this iron clamp. First, I have to fix it on the center of my condenser. This should be one. Then 2 on this iron part, which is called boss head. I fix it here. Then 3, I have to fix it well at the comfort of my condenser on the iron support. And now I have a well-maintained condenser. Now we connect this curved adapter with a plastic clamp. It has 2 diameters, one small and one big. I insert the smaller diameter on the smaller diameter glassware like this, okay? And certainly I have to put some receiving flask for the product inside a water bath like this one. And I'm going to use an elevator to adjust the level of the ice bath. To be certain that no vapors will go outside, I have to put here some aluminum foil. Now I have to connect the water to the condenser in order to have an upstream flow of water. This will be in and this will be out of water. The thermometer is introduced into the three-way adapter like this to have the reservoir of liquid at the same exit level of the vapors. I plug the heater and I put it on. I turn the water on. All that is needed now is to watch the temperature. Now it is at room temperature, almost 24 degrees. I have to wait like almost 60 because I know the boiling point of acetone is 60 to see the collection of my product in the receiving flask. This is an upstream of water. We open the tap water from here. The water comes to condenser from here. It goes up and it will be out from this hose. Now the temperature is 45 degrees C, and we see the appearance of the first vapors of acetone and the appearance of first drops of acetone. And it should be from pure acetone, as the temperature is still 50 degrees. I have to collect all the portion that evaporates below 60 degrees. Now the temperature has reached 62 degrees, so I have to wait, because at this and below this temperature all the acetone will evaporate. So I have to wait to collect all the pure acetone portion. The temperature has exceeded 62, so I have to change my receiving flask. And to collect the second portion of my mixture. And I have to measure this amount of pure acetone. This is 17 milliliters of pure acetone. After changing the receiving flask, I have to wait for the temperature to reach 90 degrees, and then I have to stop, because the second part of the mixture is water, and I don't want to evaporate all the water contained in the round bottom flask. At 90 degrees, I am sure that no more acetone is left inside the round bottom flask. That's why I stop the heating and wait for the round bottom flask to cool down to measure the amount of the residue, which is only water. Yeah. The temperature has reached 90 degrees, so I turn the heating off. I have to remove the heater because it is a heating mantle. I have to remove the heater. Okay. Like this. And reinsert the rings under it. And wait until the residue cools down to be able to measure its volume. The system now is cold enough that I can start to disconnect it. I start the opposite way as I connected. I remove the elevator with the ice bath. Now I have the container of the mixture. I have to measure its volume. Now the portion that I have collected between 62 degrees and 90 degrees is 9 milliliters. I disconnect the curved adapter. I turn the water off. I disconnect the condenser. The three-way adapter with the thermometer, and now I can measure the volume of the residue, which should be water. I take care not to let the boiling chips go down. Now the residue, which is pure water, measures 19 milliliters. Now I am done with the simple distillation experiment. I have to start the fractional distillation experiment. The only difference between the simple distillation and the fractional distillation is the insertion of the fractionating column between the round bottom flask and the three-way adapter, as you will see now. I will restart by adding the two portions of 25 milliliter water, 25 milliliter acetone, 3 boiling chips to avoid superheating, and I will connect it So I have to fix the round bottom flask that contains my product inside. In the same order as above, which is 1. This is 1. This is 2. And this is a 3 to the iron support. Now the difference is to insert the fractionating column between the round bottom flask and the three-way adapter, but first I have to fix my fractionating column in the same order. 1, 1, 2, it should be vertical, 3, three-way adapter, condenser, I adjust the iron to the comfort of my glass condenser. I don't have to break my condenser. Okay, 1, this is 1. This is 2, and this is 3. Okay, it is well connected. I can put some plastic ring over here, clamp, some plastic clamp. Okay, then I have to connect the curved adapter, small on small, big on big diameter, and the receiving flask. I am elevating the elevator to reach the level of the curved adapter. To put the receiving adapter in the ice bath. The apparatus now is well connected. I have to turn the water on. Same as before, it is an upstream flow of water. Then I insert the thermometer having the colorant reservoir at the same exit of the vapors, and I can turn my heater on. Okay. And I have to start same as above because I have the same type of mixture, which is acetone and water. I have to wait till 62 and the temperature jumps above 62. I have to change the receiving flask to have some portion of mixture in the second receiving flask, and later on I have to stop the heating at 90 degrees to be able to measure the volume of the residue inside the round bottom flask. The temperature has reached almost 50 and we see that we started to collect some drops of the pure acetone. As I said, we have to wait now until the temperature jumps above 62 degrees to change the receiving flasks. The temperature now has jumped above 62, so I have to change the receiving flask. To collect the mixture, and I will measure the volume of pure acetone. It is 24 milliliters. Before it was 17 milliliters, the volume of pure acetone and the simple distillation. Now it is 24 milliliters. Okay. As before, I have to wait for the temperature to reach 90 to stop the heating and to collect the volume of the residue and the volume of the mixture. The temperature has reached 90 degrees, so I have to stop the heating by turning off the heater, removing the heating mantle, unplug it, and I have to re-put this 2 rings under the round bottom flask, and now I have to wait for it to cool down to measure the volume of the residue. Now the system is cold enough that I can start to disconnect it and measure the 2 volumes of the mixture and of the residue. This is the mixture. It is barely measurable. I can say that it is 0.5 milliliters or 0.2 milliliters. You can now see the difference between the results of the simple distillation and of the fractional distillation. I will disconnect the opposite way that I have connected. I remove the plastic clamp, the curved adapter. I turn the water off. I remove the condenser. I empty the water of the condenser. Thank you. The thermometer. The 3-way adapter. The fractionating column, and now I can measure the volume of pure water in the round bottom flask. How much, you say? Take care not to let the boiling chips go inside. The volume of pure water is 23 milliliters. And now from the volumes of different portions, you can compare the fractional distillation with the simple distillation and see which method is more effective. Thank you. This is the end.